If you're looking for a fast training shoe used for everyday training and also some tempo and threshold sessions, then this could be the shoe for you. This is the all new Deviate Pure Nitro from Puma. This is pretty much a dulled down Deviate. It's got all the same technology, including the Nitro foam, very similar upper, except it just doesn't have that carbon power plate through the midsole. It feels amazing. As you can see, we've got a lot more flex, a lot more of a natural kind of feel in this shoe, but you do have that high stack bit of cushioning for those everyday training runs and those longer runs as well. In this video, we're gonna take a deep dive into the specs. We'll do stack heights, we'll do midsoles, we'll do upper technology, we'll go into how it feels on the run, and then finish off with some final thoughts. So starting off with the star of the show, we are talking about that Nitro-Infused PWR midsole. So like I said, it's a Nitro-Infused PWR. It is super light. I think for a men's 9, off the top of my head, it was about 220 grams. So for a training shoe, again, really light. You don't get this stiffness that you get with the plate and the Deviate Nitro 4, the one with the plate. You still get a really responsive ride, and without the plate, you get a really soft ride. But like I said, you're just not getting that stiffness specifically through the forefoot and then through the midsole. So if you're after a firmer ride, the Deviate Nitro 4 would be the answer. But if you're after a softer ride with no plate, then the Pure is the one for you. I have seen a lot of athletes using this online as kind of like something like a Pegasus almost, where it's no frills, it gets the job done. You do sessions in it, you know, you train hard, race easy type of vibe. I mean, if you're after that kind of vibe with your training, where you want to make training slightly a bit harder, where you can control the variables such as what you're wearing, what shoes you've got on, whether you've got super shoes on or normal shoes, I think this is going to be a great shoe to do track reps in, easy running, just to make it feel that little bit more harder, kind of like the shoe isn't helping you as much. And then when you put a carbon shoe on with a really responsive midsole, a really stripped back upper, stripped back shoe to reduce the weight, and obviously a carbon plate, I think you'll notice that benefit a lot more. And it's probably something that kind of has been a little bit lost in the world of super shoes and super trainers these days, is that ability to kind of strip back training and, you know, train in a heavier shoe and train in a firmer shoe or something that's not going to give you as much bounce, and then race really light so you actually do feel that benefit on race day. But then on the other hand, I can see why people want to wear carbon for every session, or, you know, super trainers for every run, because obviously then it allows you to hit faster paces, teaches your body to adapt at those faster paces, so then you are in turn getting fitter. So two sides to the story there. However you want to train, up to you. But the Pure from Puma is, you know, not the fastest shoe. It's not going to help you run the fastest paces, but it will give your body that natural type of feeling. You'll use a lot more muscles in your feet. You'll use a lot more muscles up the back of your legs, your calves, your Achilles, etc. So it's kind of like a different way of training. And I believe a footwear purchase like this could help that. Now let's move on to the upper. Puma has been notorious for giving us really narrow uppers, and I think ever since kind of, let's say Deviate Nitro 4, which they released a couple months ago now, they've been giving us shoes with super generous and comfortable uppers. So I have absolutely no issues running in this shoe. It's way more anatomical than, say, you know, a Deviate Nitro 3, for example. That was super tight. I could wear that for maybe 10K max and I'd have to get rid of it. This shoe, I could honestly just walk around the shop all day in. I could run at night in. I can run in the morning in it, keep it on all day, have no issues. It's really nice and broad through there, just to give us, you know, a firm lockdown still, but not have the toes nice and bunched. So hats off to Puma for that. I really enjoy it. We're looking at 38 mils of foam in the heel, 230 in the forefoot for an 8 mil heel pitch. So not super stacked up in the heel either. Kind of probably an average amount, I'd say, for a shoe in 2026. Some final thoughts on this shoe. Breaking it down, it's like I said, it's a no frill shoe. It kind of reminds me of something like a Pegasus, but a lot, I don't want to say better because it's not the right word. It's a different shoe to the Pegasus, but it reminds me of the Pegasus. It has, you know, you have to work that little bit harder to, you know, run a little bit faster, or, you know, put out the same amount of effort, but I don't think that's a bad thing. So I think this shoe definitely could fit somewhere within every person's week. It's just about where. So if you're looking for a no frills option to whack into your week, whether that be a track session or a longer tempo session where you kind of want to train the muscles in your foot, train the muscles in your calves and Achilles, this would be a perfect option for that. And you're still getting a nice, soft, light ride for a well-priced package. The Pure comes in at $240 AUD, so stacks up against, you know, Nike Vomero. The Pegasus is now at $220. You've got Novablast in that area as well. So when we put it around all the other competitors in that area, I think it's super well priced. It's definitely competitive, and I'd say it comes out on top in terms of how good it feels compared against those shoes. It's definitely one that I'm going to put into my rotation as an easy shoe, and then maybe some substitute track sessions with it as well, just to freak out my body a little bit and make sure it's, you know, still always keeping it on its toes, keep training those muscles, keep adapting and keep getting better. If you want to chuck this into your week, or you want to speak to a staff member about how this shoe could fit into your week, come into our store in Wollongong, or you can shop online at www.runhavoc.com.au. See you in the next video.